And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Welcome to the island of Hokkaido in the city of Sapporo for this game in the Japanese B.LEAGUE between our hosts, LEVANGA Hokkaido and the Sendai 89ers. This is B.LEAGUE action, of course, two teams in the same conference. We're live here at the Hokkaido Kitayel. Of course, this 8,000 seat capacity arena that once hosted the 2006 FIBA World Championship. But right now, these two teams, Hokkaido LEVANGA and Sendai 89ers, looking to push their way up the Japanese B.LEAGUE. Well, there are the standings. As you can see, LEVANGA Hokkaido currently sitting with a record of 4-3, while very good start here for the Sendai 89ers, only losing 2 of their opening 7 games. But as you can see, Chiba Jets and Utsunomiya Brex holding those 2 top positions here in the Eastern Conference of the 2025-26 B.LEAGUE campaign. Well, we'll take a look at some of the highlights here from Hokkaido LEVANGA's previous games against the likes of Fighting Eagles Nagoya. This has been quite a phenomenal start here for Keisei Tominaga. Kevin Jones also making his transfer here to Sapporo. Just the man who did recently play for the Sun Rocket Shibuya in the B.LEAGUE. Of course, LEVANGA Hokkaido, one of the biggest fan bases here in the Japanese B.LEAGUE. But this team really wants to put that success onto paper. Well, LEVANGA Hokkaido's 2 games, they split one. They lost the first one 74-91, but bounced back with a very big victory here at home, winning 90-74 against the Fighting Eagles in Nagoya. Because probably this is not as big as the comeback they did have against the Hiroshima Dragonflies, but in this game, Jahil Okafor finished with 17 points, 21 chipped in by Keisei Tominaga. He's actually averaging 17 points per game this season. Well, their opponents, Sendai 89ers, well, they're off the back of a 3-game winning streak, once against Kawasaki Brave Thunders, and 2 back-to-back victories at home against the Sanan Neo Phoenix. Well, there are your lineups. Of course, when you look at these 2 teams, there's Sergio El Dawish, the Lebanese international, now in his first season after playing in Beirut Club in Al Riyadi in Lebanon. So no doubt, a lot of expectations on this young man to really step up and perform. Well, the other key players to look out for, you got the likes of Nathan Booth, along with former 2019 NBA first-round pick with the 6th choice overall by the Minnesota Timberwolves, Jarrett Culver. Well, he's got off to a high-flying start. In the 7 games he's played, he's been averaging 22.7 rebounds per game, so he is definitely going to be their go-to player this evening. Well, there's your starting 5 tonight for the Sendai 89ers. Can they go 6-2 here on the road in Sapporo? Remember, the first of 2 back-to-back games this weekend in the Japanese B.LEAGUE. But now, fans, we're going to enjoy the local entertainment here in Sapporo as we introduce the key players for LEVANGA Hokkaido.
Next, we are the team. LEVANGA Hokkaido! Number 1, Sekiro Kohei! Number 6, Kichi Hiroto! Number 8, Kibayashi Yu! Number 12, Ichiban Shuto! Number 14, Hoshino Kyosuke! Number 18, Reiko Teosuke! Number 19, Ando Kyoto! Number 21, Shoutouts! Number 34, Mozane Kaito! Number 40, Nishimura Yuma!
Well, fans, again, welcome to the city of Sapporo here on the northern island of Japan of Hokkaido. And there you have the backup players as now we introduce the starting five for your LEVANGA Hokkaido.
Number 2, Dwight Ramos!
Well, there is Gilas Pilipinas International St. Papa Dwight.
Number 5,
Dwight Ramos, of course, the addition of Kevin Jones. Mentioned that inside presence. You may remember him when he did play for the Sun Rock of Shibuya in Tokyo, but now plying his trade here on the Northern Islands. Well, there's Ray Shimatani. Of course, he has featured regularly, but it's been the key addition of both Jahil Okafor, and the likes of Keisei Tominaga. Their leading scorer averaging 17 points per game, and you may be familiar with him if you're not familiar with the B.LEAGUE. One of the best shooters from Japan, has featured for the Olympics team, as well as the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup team. Well, LEVANGA Hokkaido, of course, now under a new direction. Coach Onodera no longer a part of the system, but had a phenomenal time here doing great work. Question is now here for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Is it possible for, and the same goes to Sendai 89, is it a possibility that these two teams could flirt with the B.LEAGUE playoffs? Well, they've definitely recruited the right players. Just a question now, are they going to be able to dream just a little bit further and take that extra step? Well, at this time, I'd like to welcome everybody watching live on B.LEAGUE International. If you are watching this game, please let us know where in the world you're watching, which team you are supporting, so we can give you a shout-out. Welcome back to Christella Siong, who's obviously a loyal B.LEAGUE fan. He just sort of started lineups of both these two teams coming out, so the matchups will be very, very interesting. Chris, welcome to Dinero AT60, well, 69, I should say. Welcome to Groundbreak 38K. Welcome, everybody. Well, there's a FIBA Asia Cup matchup to look out for. Sergio Aldawish going up against Dwight Ramos. Okafor will jump this one, and now we're underway. LEVANGA Hokkaido getting first play here in the quarter. Oh, sending it over. Now Sendai 89 is trying to get the first 2 points. Well, that's one way to convert turnovers into fast break buckets. Well, welcome to Ralph Yusuf 9676. Ramos kicks out. Now Okafor tries to bully his way in while getting blocked by the backboard. Well, I have a question for our friend from Lebanon, Ralph Youssef, 9676. Riyadi Yakbiri? Are you a Al Riyadi fan? That's what I'm asking. Sendai 89ers. Down the middle. Oh my goodness! Well, averaging 22 points per game already here in the B-League. And what a throwdown! Well, he decided to take no prisoners. Again, another turnover. Not looking good for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Jared Culver finding the pass in the end. Down low, Torrey goes in, throws it down. Well, in 1 minute and 10 seconds already, Sendai 89ers, who began the first 7 games, 5 victories, forcing LEVANGA Hokkaido to call an early timeout. Not looking good for the home team. Well, fans, already we have the first timeout, so it's going to be a bit of a short break. But again, if you are watching live, this is B.LEAGUE International, the 8th game for these two teams this season. Let us know which team you're supporting and where in the world you're watching. Groundbreak watching from Madison, Wisconsin. Happy to see his favorite team finally playing. Well, welcome to Dios JWK, watching from Abu Dhabi, Filipino fan. Maligayang pagdating, as they like to say in the Philippines. Beautiful country, hosted, well, one of the 3 hosts of the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup. And I would imagine to Dios JWK, watching, probably a fan of Dwight Ramos. There's Keisei Tominaga. And welcome to Aceh 4787, watching from Indonesia. Semangga Pelita Jaya. Back here at Sapporo, LEVANGA Hokkaido looking for their first points. Sendai 89ers defense proving tough to break down as Jones goes for a contested 3. That's not going to go. Rebound comfortably collected by Torrey. Oh, Ralph Youssef, 96-97. Or 76, excuse me. Sajesvan. Oh, no. But we can still be friends. Just remember, Riyadi Yakbiri. Pulled the goal for a quick 3. Sendai 89 is unable to get the offensive board. And Okafor goes in with a one-handed flush. Well, that's one way to get the first 2 points. What a beginning there. Now, can they build on this? Well, almost turning it over. Sendai 89 is able to recover. They get an open 3 in the corner. That's up, and they are getting off to a high-flying start. Oh, beautifully tucked away in the end by Watanabe. Already seeing some cracks in the defense from LEVANGA Hokkaido. Sendai trying to make life difficult here for Tominaga. No foul given. And again, opening, goes in. Easy two-handed dunk. Well, Boubacar Torrey, so far 2 field goals. The assist came from Seifunyu. Now, you have to remember, Seifunyu is a B-League champion. Hasn't been a big part of the Hiroshima Dragonflies campaign in 2024. Ramos penetrates, avoids the block. Here comes Sergio Darwish. Darwish attacks, goes in. Didn't get quite the right angle. And now another little easy 2 points. That time for Kevin Jones. The assist from Jahil Okafor. Well, both of LEVANGA Hokkaido's points have come in transition. Okafor having to switch on the bull screen. Sorry, they're being fouled. So that's going to be a baseline possession coming up here for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, welcome to Hana 7521, watching from Canada. Tell you what I could do with the Tim Hortons right now. A double-double in a farmhouse wrap. It's now 7 a.m. here in the United Kingdom. Culver. Now making the cross pass. There's the baseline penetration. Get another good look from the perimeter. That one not going to go. Tominaga securing the rebound here for LEVANGA. Ramos kicks out. Hokkaido just trying to get into a better set. Tominaga defended by Sergio Dawish. Now penetrates and gets rejected. Well, good defense by Dr. El Dawish. Oh, nice. Hannah 7521 watching from Vancouver, British Columbia. My parents lived in Niagara Falls on the other side of the country. Free from Ramos. Bit of contact, but good defense by Sergio Dawish. Sendai 89ers want to push this one. El Dawish getting his own rebound. And now having a match up here with Kevin Jones. Dawish goes in, simply unstoppable. Well, if you remember, Sergio Dawish had a great 2024 FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament when he played for his country, Lebanon. Ramos teardrop, nothing falling. Second chance points, that time going in favor. Second field goal, actually, for Jahil Okafor. Ralph Yusuf. I agree, brother. I agree. I tell you what, I love Lebanese basketball. Wael Arakchi, arguably the greatest point guard at the moment here in the FIBA Asia zone. As Boubacar Touré now moving up to 6 points, finding easy ways inside the paint. Another assist coming from Sergio Dawish. Well, welcome to Eugene Lloyd Tamayo watching from Houston. Welcome, my friend. Dapantol from Indonesia. Selamat malam. Tominaga makes a bit of contact, too strong. Another offensive board. Are you kidding me? Well, looks like Sendai 89ers may have just had their last donut, but nobody could box out against Jahil Okafor. Still a 7-point lead. Now we got a steal. LEVANGA came up with it. Bit of a bump. Foul has been drawn, so a trip to the free throw line. I think we saw the comment from Groundbreak on the YouTube live chat that Jahil Okafor is such a big addition, not only for LEVANGA Hokkaido, but also for the B.LEAGUE. And I agree with that. He's now going to the free throw line. Well, Jahil Okafor's numbers have been very impressive. That's going to be a foul on Jared Culver. So subbing into the game here for LEVANGA Hokkaido for the first time is going to be Gohei Sakino, but going back to Jahil Okafor, 7 games he's featured. He averages about 30 minutes per game. He's getting 13 points along with 9 rebounds per game. Because he does get to the free throw line quite often. The most free throws he's actually taken was in that last game against Fighting Eagles Nagoya. He was 5 out of 7 that night. Cutting it down to 5 points. It looks like a blocking foul is going to be called against Gohei Sakino. So 4:10 to go here in the first quarter. Sendai 89ers still lead by 5. Well, a question from Acha4787. What's my prediction for IBL, the Indonesian Basketball League 2025? That's a very good question. We'll have to wait and see, my friend. Pelita Jaya obviously losing in the previous finals. Delhi United, very big victory for them. Bit of pick and roll action, but now they go in the corner. Culver trying to ISO, now turning it over. Well, then Hokkaido want to push. Another post entry. Okafor kicks out from the double team. Sakino, he'll fire a 3. And that's way off the mark. Well, welcome to Adam Lidazad 7157. Gotcha, I'm not quite sure. We'll have to see when the rosters are all full strength and we get into the regular season. Very tough to call from now, I guess. Well, Booth makes the backdoor pass. Nice little finish. Culver, that time getting to the paint with no problems. Nathan Booth obviously been in the B-League for quite a few years after joining from Darüşşafaka in Turkey. Back to a 7-point lead. Poor pass. Well, Ralph Yusuf, 9676. I was in Beirut in the summer of 2023. I was presenting the FIBA Vassal draw for the 2023-24 season. I do a lot of work with FIBA Asia, so the main office is based in Lebanon. Beirut is probably one of the most beautiful cities I've ever been to, and I agree with you. Lebanese food. It's unmatched. It's amazing. Finding a bit of separation. Bank is open. Beautifully tucked away. Only had to work to get that one off. Denying the screen in the process. That time, Hiroto Kikuchi. But what a response by Sendai 89ers. Nathan Booth just spreading the floor with a three-point shot. Now we're into 3 minutes. Kikuchi. There's a penetration by John Hara. Again, LEVANGA struggling intensely from the perimeter. Culver looks to attack. This is good ball movement. Now Sendai 89's Okajima. Rebound comfortably collected here by LEVANGA Hokkaido. Kevin Jones making the entry, finding Hara, but a foul is going to be called on the ground. And that's on Kazuma Okajima. Well, the only games, I'm just going to question any other chance to watch other B-League games in Europe. The only games you can watch are obviously streamed here on B-League International. The other game obviously sees Osaka Vesa. Ramos. Time inside the paint goes in. Nothing but net by St. Papa Dwight. Dwight Ramos, now in his 3rd season with LEVANGA Hokkaido. 4th season in total here in Japan's B-League. As many Filipino fans will know him not only for the Gilas Filipinas national team, but also with Ateneo in the UAP. 6-point lead. LEVANGA Hokkaido looking to chip this down. There's a penetration out of control. Are you kidding me? Gohei Sakino. Wow. Had to work hard to get this one off. Oh, there's a handoff. Sakino-san. Oh, majide hontoni sugoi. What a play in the end. He'll go to the free throw line for the potential 3-point play. .134 to go here in the first quarter. Sakino looking to chip this down to a 1-possession ball game. Dappentol, not quite sure to be honest. It's quite a jump, but anything is possible. Ball coming up with a turnover. Ramos, 2-on-1. Finds Hara, goes in, now cutting it down to a 1-point deficit. And that 7-point lead is completely vanquished. Well, the timeout is going to be called by Sendai 89ers. 1:22 here in the first quarter. Well, Temped Hele, I mean, it's possible for sure, but let's have a look at the turnover here. Well, Darwish just a little too casual with the ball. Good hands by Dwight Ramos. And even the mob boy had to get off the court because John Hara had to finish. Well, Bacon plays Roblox. I hope you can watch PBA games in Dubai. I think we can watch them here in London as well, but... Well, timeout's called. We'll be back in just under 1 minute. Well, Sergio Darwish this season making waves as one of many Lebanese players to embrace the Japanese B-League. Dapaton's a good point there. I mean, it's not that I don't think he can't play this level, but, given the opportunity, the B-League is a very tough, competitive league to play in. There's a dump by Torre. Torre missing, but good defense. Now LEVANGA can't take the lead, but Ramos turning it over. Sendai have numbers. Trying to finish, and in the end, it's easily put away, and that's going to be an and one as Boubacar Torre now will go to the free throw line. Well, there's a turnover by Ramos. Just way too casual. Well, これは何ですか? これはUshi. Wow. Welcome to Sapporo. Hokkaido's island infamous for its agriculture. That's probably why you heard the cow sounds, but still a lead here. 4-point lead in favor of Sendai 89ers. Potential 2-for-1 coming up here for LEVANGA. Ramos. Now looking for an ISO. Goes to the fadeaway, draws a foul, so now St. Papa Dwight will go to the free throw line. It looks like the foul is going to be called against Yusho Araya. Not quite the foul they want to give away here because they did just build a 2-possession lead, but now they'll have to bounce back. Ramos makes both free throws. 2-for-1, potentially on the table for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Bit of full court pressure coming from Ramos. Exactly 12 seconds difference. LEVANGA Hokkaido going into his zone. Sendai 89 has got to break it down, but they turn it over. Well, they can't go for the last shot. He's going to go himself, and now leveling things up at 23 apiece. But now 89ers will try to go for the final play. El Darwish, down low to Torre. Torre's got to kick this one out. And that is the end of the first quarter, when nothing separates LEVANGA Hokkaido and the Sendai 89. For these two teams this season, we'll be back in just under 2 minutes. Live here in Sapporo, the beautiful island of Hokkaido in the north of Japan. Welcome back, basketball fans, live here in Sapporo, Hokkaido, Japan, for this game in the Japanese B.LEAGUE, where currently it is indeed a tie game between these two. Sapporo or Hokkaido LEVANGA trail by as many as 7 points. And, you know, it's fair to say both these two teams haven't had the success in recent years here in the B.LEAGUE. With the additions that they've both made, definitely make them potentially playoff contenders. Josh Bank pulling this game here. And it will be Sendai 89ers with the first play. Nathan Booth made his last three, and he buries this one, giving them yet again a 3-point lead. And you cannot afford for him to get too many good looks in the perimeter because he will light it up all game long. Ramos left wide open now. He responds. Both teams exchanging 3-point field goals. 7 points for St. Papa Dwight. If you are a neutral fan, you want to see this game go right down to the wire. Two very good teams. Playoff ambitions. Tominaga comfortably collecting the rebounds. Tominaga going in for a teardrop and now giving LEVANGA a 2-point lead. Only his second field goal of the game. I guess we talked about the import players, but when it was announced that Keisei Tominaga would be joining LEVANGA Hokkaido, that sent waves through the Japanese basketball community this season. Now Dawish. Another kick out, another three. Lots of good action from these two teams, exchanging buckets. That time Okajima made it. Tominaga going for a quick shot. That might just be a little too quick for LEVANGA Hokkaido. As Okajima drawing the foul, that one's against Yu Kibayashi. Seifunyu checking back into the lineup here for Sendai 89ers, leading by 1. While Kevin Jones also subbing back in, 36 years young, the veteran player. One-point lead currently. Now Dawish. Over dribbles it, unable to throw it off of Kevin Jones, and now LEVANGA Hokkaido securing possession. Jones down the middle, goes in, and he finishes under pressure, avoiding the block from Boubacar Touré. Great take by KJ. Booth has a mismatch. Drawing the foul very quickly. There were 8 left on the shot clock. Well, Groundbreak made a very good point. I mean, Nathan Booth has been very good since joining Sendai 89ers. But indeed, it's consistency for Sendai. Neither LEVANGA Hokkaido or Sendai 89ers have been top teams in the B-League last few years. This time, Booth missing the three-pointer. Oh, it's another turnover. And now they're going to convert this and put it back to a 3-point lead. Seifunyu felt he got fouled by Tominaga. Well, Acha 4787, who do I think will be 5 B-League championship contenders? Well, you got to put Brex up there after winning their 3rd championship last year. Chiba Jets can never count out Fuku Golden Kings. Ramos going for a tough 3. Well, I said 3-point lead. It's actually a 1-point lead to Sendai. As Sergio El Dawish, Shukran Habibi. The Lebanese international extending Sendai's lead to 4 points. I'll say it again, even though he certainly was there, but Riyadi Yakbiri and Lebanon Yakbir. Ramos has 7 points. Now make it 9 as he gets that one to roll in. Dwight Ramos playing with confidence here in the first half. Push is averaging over 10 points per game so far this season for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Now a Dawish. And just gets his way to the bucket. Smooth play by Sergio. Still a 4-point ball game. Tominaga with a post up. Had to work hard to get that shot up, but again felt there was contact. 6 points already for Keisei Tominaga. Because if you are a neutral fan, you want to see this game go right down to the wire. And remember, if LEVANGA Hokkaido wins today, both teams will be tied on the same record. That's an unfortunate turnover. And you got to think as well, it's a very tough conference both these two teams are in. They're in the Eastern Conference, so while Sendai 89ers may be in third place, right above them is Chiba Jets and Utsunomiya Brex, but you've also got Sun Rocket Shibuya and Alvak Tokyo, who, they've had their injury worries to begin the season. Well, Hirota Kikuchi subbing back in for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Chance now to level things up. Going for a quick curl screen, and now giving LEVANGA Hokkaido the lead. Well, he only just came off the bench. What a play by Kikuchi-san. Well, he got his feet set. There's no arguments. Culver's also re-entered play. Got it by John Hara. Culver going for a tough mid-range, and that's automatic. There's no stopping Jared Culver. 6th pick in the first round in the 2019 NBA draft, and there's a reason why they brought him to the B-League. A timeout is called, 4:51 to go here in the second quarter. It's back and forth between these two teams. I mean, it's a bit of a slip screen if you think about it by Torre. There's the ISO off the dribble. What a play by Culver. Well, Tominaga's going to go to the bench. Remember, he does have 6 points here in the first half, but they're being led by Dwight Ramos with 9. Jared Culver already off to a very good start here at the moment for. He's got 6 points, 2 assists, but they're actually being led by Boubacar Touré, who has 9. Well, LEVANGA going with Sakino Jones, Kikuchi, Shimatane, and John Hara on the field, so no Okafor, no Ramos, no Tominaga. Zone defense being exhibited by Sendai. There's a pump fake. Jones now goes baseline. Teardrop. Fighting for his own rebound. Sanfunio's able to secure it. And now Culver moving up to 8. Now is a quick conversion from a missed shot into fast break points for Sendai 89ers. LEVANGA Hokkaido's got to be able to break the zone down. Patient passing. Sakino, not a lot of time left. Got to take this one. And he gets rejected. And that's going to be a 24-second violation. Good defense by the 89ers. And that zone has just been causing too many problems for LEVANGA Hokkaido's offense. Well, Sakino should have taken that one as soon as he caught it because time was already expiring. There's a penetration. Probably should have gone for the shot. Culver has a hot head. Attacks goes in and finishes yet again. Well, now he becomes the first player to go into double figures. He has 10 points. 5 points, Sendai 89's lead. As the zone that's disrupted LEVANGA's rhythm. Oh, what a poor pass by Kohei Sakino. Unforced turnover with 3:18 left. Well, when in doubt, bring back in Dwight Ramos. Just be excited to see him go and feature for Gilas Pilipinas at the upcoming FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. But we're going to have a timeout now, and we'll be back in just under 1 minute. Welcome back, everybody. Katori was the leading scorer for Sendai 89 as all of his points have come in the paint apart from the one free throw. And now Jared Culver leading all scorers at the moment with 10. Second quarter action. We're live here in the city of Sapporo on the island of Hokkaido, Japan. There's a teardrop and oh, baby! Bubukai Airlines. The time coming from, indeed, Seifunyu, B.LEAGUE champion, finding his teammate midair. Well, what a connection in the end. Well, the follow-up by Kevin Jones, and they needed that one. Culver's on fire. Now he's got 12. He's simply cooking at the moment. Guess he joined the B.LEAGUE after that brief spell playing in the Spanish ACB with Rio Briogan. It's the biggest margin that we saw for the third time. They've led by 7. Okafor finds Ramos. Pump fakes. Finds a bit of space for the 3. Ramos is shot a little bit flat at the moment. Everything just hitting the front iron. But Culver wants to attack, and a foul is going to be called against Dwight Ramos on the ground. Well, Ramos came in for the interception. Or did they call this? I think it's on Ramos. Or it's on Kevin Jones, maybe. Yeah. So it's only his first personal foul of the game. Tominaga subbing back in for this final 1 minute 55. LEVANGA down by 7. Culver wants to ISO. Go for a tough fadeaway, and again, this guy simply cannot miss. Well, he's turned it up here in the second quarter, now leading everybody with 14 points. 9 points, Sendai 89 to lead. Jones in the pace. Getting his own rebound. Fighting for second chance points. And if that is how LEVANGA's got to battle, they've got to continue to go for offensive rebounds. Because they now have 8 second chance points here in the first half. With the defense, well, just overcommitting, and that time finding Seifunyu wide open. Now with his second field goal. Double team's getting ready. Sakino giving up another 3. Ramos now attacks. Got to take this one. Sakino in the corner. Looking for getting the offensive board. The foul is going to be called on the ground. That's only the first team foul against Sendai 89ers here in the second quarter. That one's on Seifunyu. Well, 26 of the 41 points for LEVANGA Hokkaido have come inside the paints. 3-point shooting hasn't been consistent from the home team. Naga falling to the ground. Before drawing another foul, it's going to be 2 consecutive fouls against Seifunyu. It's only his second personal of the night. Okafor has a post up, and they'll go to it. Ramos. Finding Jones. Jones pulls up from 18. Offensive rebound. Okafor getting another one. Well, with 8 second chance points, you would expect him to go back up with it. And that's going to be another turnover. Okafor felt he was impeded. Not looking good here for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Final shot coming up here for Sendai 89ers. And that's going to be the final team foul for LEVANGA Hokkaido to give away. And that was on Ichiba. That's his second personal. Well, a timeout is going to be called. LEVANGA Hokkaido's got to defend one final possession. Sendai 89ers would love to go into the halftime break with a double-digit lead. 9.1 left. We'll be back in just under 1 minute. Well, here we go, B.LEAGUE fans. Final 9.1. Seifunyu will inbound this one here for Sendai 89ers. Funyu has it on the sideline. So they want to get one final shot. Culver, 14 points. Crosses over, goes for the final 3. That's not going to go. Funyu's got it, didn't get it off in time. And there you have it, the end of the first half and a 9-point lead to the team third place in the Eastern Conference of the B.LEAGUE, Sendai 89ers. Well, we're going to take a 20-minute break here at halftime, so wherever you may be watching over the world, go get a drink, go get something to eat. Don't go anywhere too long. We'll be back for the second half of this B.LEAGUE matchup between LEVANGA Hokkaido and Sendai 89ers.
のサービス札幌様より後藤達也様、菊池甲賀様、三平茜様の3名に挑戦していただきます。対しましてホーム側レバンガチームには平成のぶしこぶしの吉村
どうも
よろしくお願いします。
吉村でございます。よろしくお願いいたします。
吉村さん、バスケットボールのイメージが全然ないですけども、
中高バスケ部。
そうなんですか？
でも公式試合に一回も出たことないです。スコアラーって言って点数入ったら丸つけたりとかっていうのを主に6年間やってました。
なるほど。じゃあシュートはたくさん見てるってことですね。
シュートは見てる。でもなんか練習してんじゃん、あっち。
そうなんです。
そうね。
嘘だ。しかもジャルのチームは今回本気で勝ちに来てまして、
経験者、全員経験者だからね。
そう、全員経験者です。
20何年ぶりのバスケでございます。
なるほど。折茂さん、吉村さんが全然バスケやってないんですけど大丈夫ですか？
いや、今日ダメですよ。
ダメ？
いや、わかんないですよね。
ちょっと俺こんなチームメイト嫌なんですけど鼻からダメですよね、言われる。
折茂さん、そう言ってでも狙ってますから、コシさんと
頑張りますよ。ちょっと待って、
ね、
頼みますよ。
ルールがありましてね。
そうですね。
折茂さんと吉村さんのチームは最初の30秒が吉村さん、後の30秒が折茂さん、合計1分。そしてジャルチームの皆さんはそれぞれね、ボールが2つ用意されてますけども、
そう、順番をお任せします。
お任せしますんでね。
シュートは必ず1人ずつ打っていただくと。で、ボール2球用意してますので、リバウンドもチーム内に協力し合ってください。制限時間1分間で。
なんかちょっといい感じですよね。ちょっと見てるとこ。あ、ほらほらほら。あ、ダメだ、届いてない。
ダメですよ。
大丈夫かな。
いけるかな。
じゃあもう1球ぐらいちょっと練習しておきますね。もう1回ぐらい。あ、大丈夫です。オッケー。さあ、これでいけるんじゃないですか。
会場内のジャルブースにて、ジャルチームか折茂社長チームのどちらかが勝利するかを事前に予想していただいております。見事的中された方全員には50マイルをプレゼントさせていただきます。
50マイル嬉しいね。
制限時間は1分間です。
じゃあ私がタイムを測っていきたいと思います。では吉村さん、立ち位置についていただきまして、ではジャルチームの皆さんも準備はよろしいでしょうか。 OK ですね。1人ずついきますからね。やってやるよという吉村さんが今一言。
いいですね。
では参ります。いきますよ。よーいスタート。さあ戻ってきましょう。お、ジャルチームがちょっと入ってましたね。さあ戻ってきましょう。あと20秒、20秒。さあ来い。さあ2本目入れたいと思うんですけども、あ、ジャルチームはジャルチームも入れてますからね。吉村さん、あと5秒。いけた。さあ、さあ、ここで。さあ、オルブさんにいけそうです。オルブさんもスリーポイントラインから。さあ、行きました。オルブ社長、ここからです。さあ、オルブさんはね、フリースローラインじゃなくてスリーポイントラインから。さあ、オルブさん。オルブ社長来た。そして、さあ、オルブさん、あと10秒。ジャルチームも頑張って。入ってますね。
ちょっと得点見ていきましょう。じゃあ勝ったいけた。
自信あるよ。
ホームが折茂社長、そして吉村さんチームが5得点。さあ対するジャルチームが11得点。ジャルチームの勝利。
大きな拍手お願いします。
ちょっと待ってくれよ。
いやいや、
話してショックなんですけど、
話聞きましょう。
ふざけすぎですよ。
あら、
いや、ふざけすぎってかね、この結果社長が入れても多分勝ってないよ。社長も入らなすぎよ、今回。
そうですね。
俺もさ、スリーポイントラインだったからね。
そう。
スリーポイント。いや、ちょっと全然ダメでしたね。
結果、吉村さん2本でしたからね。
2本。
僕も2本です。
2本。
あれ
ちょっともうちょっと空気読んでくれよ。
やっぱり経験者だからすごいなんか余裕がありましたね、ジャルチームね。
いい笑顔ですね。勝つって公言してましたから。
そうですね。
安全できましたね、今日ね。安全できました。
安全で。
そんな
我々結構ちょっと荒れた天候でのフライトでしたね。
だいぶでしたけど。じゃあ最後に記念撮影をしましょう。
そうですね。はい。
ジャルの皆さん、
撮っていきましょうか。
吉村さんお願いします。
さあね、もう本当にこれはもう折茂さんはチームへの1万マイルっていうのがかかってましたから、
そうですね。
それも欲しかったと思うんですけど、ちょっとこう残念そうな。
いやーでもね、
ですけど
その
もね
お互いに攻め合ってはいましたけども、いいチームだったのはありますよ。
そうね。
はい。さあ記念撮影にはですね、日本航空会社株式会社の執行役員北海道支社長林浩一様にも加わっていただいております。
はい、いいですね、肩を組んで写真を撮っていただきましたけども。
はい
はい。
ありがとうございます。そしてですね、会場内の JAL ブースにて、JAL チームが勝利すると予想していただいた全員には50マイルがプレゼントとなります。予想が当たった皆様おめでとうございます。
肩組んで余裕で写真撮ったよ。
めちゃくちゃ肩組んでましたからね。
めちゃめちゃ偉い人。
めちゃくちゃ偉い人じゃないか。年老いたプレイヤーがいるなと思いながら。
年老いたプレイヤーです。
ねえ。
偉い人なんで。以上、JAL プレゼンツ大本武彦平成の持ち込み吉村に挑戦ハーフタイムシュートチャレンジ。ありがとうございました。そしてね、吉村さん、相方の徳井さんが出るイベントがあるんですよね。
そうです。ちょっとうちの相方のイベントがありますので、ぜひ告知してください。
はい、じゃあちょっとこちらで告知させていただきます。子ども家庭庁での、ちょっとお知らせなんですけども、毎年11月にオレンジリボン児童虐待防止推進キャンペーンというのを実施しておりまして、こちらのイベントがですね、11月3日にワークショップエリア札幌コンベンションセンターで入場無料で行います。
これ月曜日の祝日ですね。
そうですね、
はい
でこちらファイターズガールのダンスのワークショップだったり、工作のワークショップ、そして徳井さんが総合司会のいろんなイベントがあるんですけども、こちらにですね、元ファイターズの田中健介氏などがいらっしゃってトークセッションが行われたりだとか、あとはお笑いライブ、出演者がウエスピー、そしておばたのお兄さん駆け落ちということで爆笑お笑いコンテストがあるそうなんでね、ぜひ皆さんこちらの方来ていただければと思います。
よろしくお願いいたします。お願いいたします。
さあ吉村さん、大観衆の前でバスケットボールやりましたけども、
いやー、初めてちゃんとしたコートに立ったような気がするんで、いい思い出ができました。
ありがとうございます。さあ後半に向けて皆さんにちょっと一言最後言って、
そうですね、もうずっと見てた時は非常に盛り上がってますけども、あとはここからもさらに試合楽しんで、選手の皆さんも楽しんで、最高だったなっていう一日になれるような、
そうですね、
そんな出来事にしたいと思ってますので、皆さんよろしくお願いいたします。
後半も全力応援よろしくお願いします。吉村さんありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
リソナグループ B リーグ2025-26シーズン JAL サンクスゲームレバンガ北海道対仙台 TT9ers のご来場をいただき誠にありがとうございます。ここで B リーグファンの方をご紹介いたします。リソナグループ B リーグ2025-26シーズン B リーグトップパートナーソフトバンク B リーグタイトルパートナーリソナグループ B リーグイノベーションパートナーインドネアホールディングス B リーグパートナーズ日本生命 TIS リライブ
Well, hello and welcome back, everybody. We're live here in the city of Sapporo, Hokkaido, Japan, for this game in the Japanese B.LEAGUE between our hosts, LEVANGA Hokkaido and the Sendai 89ers. Well, it's currently a 9-point lead to the visitors. Remember, these two teams getting off to a better start than they've done previously here in the B.LEAGUE. While neither have been actual playoff contenders in previous years, that could very much change this season. Well, if you look at the stats here, LEVANGA Hokkaido currently with 26 points in the paint, but Sendai 89 is much better with 32, but only 2 second chance points currently for the Sendai 89ers. Well, 28 total fast break points, 16 in favor currently of Sendai 89 is 9 points, the biggest lead they've had so far in this game, while the visitors currently converted 15 points from the turnovers of Hokkaido LEVANGA. 2 threes have been knocked down by that man, Nathan Booth. Well, the problem right now for LEVANGA Hokkaido, 8 turnovers, 1 too many. Only 6 committed by Sendai. LEVANGA currently with nobody in double figures. Dwight Ramos has 9 points. The 2 second leading scorers are indeed Jahil Okafor, who has 8, as well as Kevin Jones. Keisei Tominaga currently 3 out of 6 on the field. But Jared Culver has been the talking point so far here for Sendai 89ers, leading all scorers currently with 14, as you just saw Tominaga with the steal and the conversion. Well, there was a turnover by Al Darwish, and here was Kevin Jones. Too big, too strong, and simply unstoppable as he was able to finish. Well, here was a turnover by Tominaga, and Seifunyu, the B.LEAGUE champion in 2024 with Hiroshima Dragonflies. Remember, he was a part of that comeback series against Ruku Golden Kings at the Yokohama Arena. There was a three-pointer by Sergio El Darwish. El Darwish, Lebanese international, 5 out of 11 from the perimeter. Our Sendai 89ers. And this time, El Darwish working his magic, getting to the bucket. Right now, showing that he is unguardable. Well, there was the alley-oop, finding Boubacar Touré with a one-handed connection. Funyu with the dime, Touré with the flush. Well, there are your stats. Only 2 3-pointers have been converted by LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, one of those did come from Dwight Ramos. He's 1 out of 4 from the perimeter. The other one from Hiroto Kikuchi. But that stat is going to have to change if they want to come up with their 4th victory. LEVANGA Hokkaido currently off the back of a doubleheader against Fighting Eagles Nagoya with a 1-1 and lost 1. Where Sendai 89 is very impressively at home, handling business against last season's top team, the San Antonio Phoenix. Well, there are your stats, of course. 14 turnovers in total. 8 of those have gone against LEVANGA Hokkaido, but it's been the points converted from turnovers. 15 converted by Sendai 89ers. Only 11 by LEVANGA Hokkaido. Currently a 9-point lead to the visitors. They would love to go 6-2. Currently sitting behind both the Chiba Jets and Utsunomiya Brex in 3rd place. LEVANGA Hokkaido currently in 5th in the Eastern Conference. Jared Culver, remember, was picked 6th in the first round of the 2019 NBA draft by the Minnesota Timberwolves. He currently has 14 points, the only player in double figures as of yet. Well, again, we'd like to welcome everybody who's watching live on FIBA B.LEAGUE's international YouTube page. If you are watching, please let us know which team you're supporting and who do you think will win. Will it be LEVANGA Hokkaido or will it be Sendai 89ers? LEVANGA getting first play. Ramos looking to go a high ball screen with Kevin Jones. And now dishing off here to Okafor. Tominaga, that's going to be a 3rd personal foul against Seifunyu. Well, you can see what they're doing. They don't want to allow Tominaga to get open. they also don't want to give too many unnecessary fouls away. Ramos. Penetrating, going in, but now becoming the second player to get into double figures. He's got 11. St. Papa Dwight. Well, he had to really will and curve his way around that screen, but cuts it back down to 7. El Dawish forcing the switch on the screen. Made 1 3. He buries another one. Well, probably one of the most exciting games of his international career was against Angola at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament in the summer of 2024. Now giving LEVANGA Hokkaido their first double-digit lead. Almost turn it over. Jones. When he does that, he puts it behind his back. Very unnecessary play. Well, that's going to be another turnover. Well, Jared Culver, as well as Kevin Jones, a little too casual with the ball in their hands. Here was the first one, almost turnover, but here was the play by Jones. Culver committed, came over to steal, but in that time, almost the same mistake. Okafor, defended by Torre. Spinning baseline, goes in, but he's unable to get the and one. But it will be a trip to the free throw line for Jahil Okafor. That foul is on Torre. That's only his first personal foul of the game. As Okafor missing the free throw. Well, Okafor did make his previous 2 free throws. He can't cut it down to 9 points. 8:35 here in the second quarter. Second one good. Of course, the big problem for LEVANGA, they've only made 2 3-pointers tonight. Now putting on a bit of full court pressure. Foul's going to be committed. I'm not sure if it's on Ramos, I believe. So St. Papa Dwight. Let's have a look here. Well, it's excellent work by Watanabe, just splitting the defense. The throw is down low. Torre wants to go up against Kevin Jones. Trying to muscle his way. And that is going to be a 24-second violation. Well, good defense by Jones, but Boubacar Torre just took way too much time. Well, this is where LEVANGA Hokkaido's got to build on this. You've come up with a great defensive play. Now you've got to be able to convert points. There's a pump fake. Ramos finds Jones. He'll fire the 3. Okafor getting another offensive board. Still has it. Okafor down the middle. Easy throw down. And now becoming joint leading scorer along with St. Papa Dwight. Well, the assist coming for Keisei Tominaga. Well, it started with the offensive rebound for Jahil Okafor. There's the dish. 1 dribble, and the rest was inevitable. That was good defense by Seafunya, but then Boubacar Torre had to overcommit and switch. El Dawish. He's made 2 threes. Not getting that one. Big rebound by Tominaga. Tominaga going for a quick 3. That's not going to go. Barra gets the offensive board. Can't finish. Tries to go in, but a foul is going to be called, so he'll go to the free throw line. Well, the offensive rebounding has been commendable today so far from LEVANGA Hokkaido. will make that their 11th offensive board, and they currently have more offensive rebounds than defensive. You compare that to Sendai 89ers, they only have 2, but they converted more from the field. They're currently 23 out of 34 from their field goal percentage. Josh Aram making the first free throw. Penn State University, the same alma mater as DJ Newbill. Now, they did play at different times, but joining LEVANGA Hokkaido after playing in the second division last season with Shizuoka Veltex. Average 14 points, 11 rebounds. Currently a 5-point deficit. LEVANGA's full court pressure, now sitting back into his own defense. El Darwish penetrates. Sendai, another 3. Make it 6. Well, Watanabe moving up to 8. Another assist for Sergio Darwish. Well, welcome to Sid Gaz from Vancouver. Didn't see you on the live chat. Great to have you back, my friends. Ramos pump fakes. Another kick out. Another 3 for LEVANGA. And it's all just way off the mark. Well, they can make it a 10-point ball game. Bit of contact. A foul has been called. So free throws coming up for Babacar Toure. Well, LEVANGA Hokkaido really have been relying on their offensive rebounding. But if they can't come up with any second chances, they've got to sprint back on defense. And that's going to be another foul against Dwight Ramos. Or is it on Jahil Okafor? Well, the traveling fans making the journey from Sendai. Babacar Toure currently at the free throw line. He's averaging 7 points and 8 rebounds so far this season. Just played for Rio Briogan. Also briefly played with the Liaoning Flying Leopards last year in the CBA. Spent a bit of time playing in Spain, France, and Turkey after playing at Eastern Michigan University in the NCAA, excuse me. Well, looks like they're playing a box-and-one defense against Keisei Tominaga. Ramos 3 in the corner. Not going to get it. 10-point deficit. Biggest lead of the game currently here for Sendai 89ers. El Darwish finds Toure. Another foul drawn, so another trip to the free throw line. Well, change coming in here for LEVANGA Hokkaido, so subbing back into the lineup, indeed, is Shuto Ichiba. Well, Ichiba's played very much relief minutes so far in this game. He's playing only 5 minutes and 55 seconds. Only 1 offensive rebound to go to his stat name. Babacar Toure again at the charity stripe. Well, that would have given Sendai 89ers their biggest lead. Still has another chance. Well, there's Dan Tachne, the head coach of Hokkaido, of Sendai 89ers, excuse me. Second free throw good. 14 points for Babacar Toure. 11-point cushion currently here for Sendai 89ers. Again, staying in the box and 1. There's another pump fake. Sakito had the 3. Now pulls up from 18. That cuts it back down to 9. Patient offense coming from LEVANGA Hokkaido. Now Dawish just getting to the bucket, and he's unable to finish. Well, he should have made that one. Oh, it's just another unforced turnover. Josh Arad trying to take it himself, but here comes Dawish. Torrey goes in, misses from point-blank range. 2 wasted opportunities for both teams. Of course, fans, if you are watching on B.LEAGUE International's YouTube page, this is Hokkaido LEVANGA versus Sendai 89. It's the 8th game of the B.LEAGUE campaign this season. Hiroto Kikuchi getting ready to sub back in. Let us know in the live YouTube comment bank which team you're supporting and which team do you think will win. Well, Daigo Chen 06 was actually in Sendai earlier this season to see a game. Which game did you watch, my friend? Quick 3, and that's only the 3rd one for LEVANGA Hokkaido. And 2nd for Kikuchi. Cutting it back down to 6. Dawish just losing his dribble. Nathan Booth also back in. Dawish going for another 3-pointer. That's not going to go. Farah getting the rebound. Greyhound 999, I like that comment. Well, I think we all think we're Wembanyama times. Offensive board, that's on the ground, so no free throws coming up, but it is indeed the 4th team foul against Sendai 89ers. Greyhound. I was drinking my water when I just saw your comment. That got me. I don't necessarily agree with what you said, but it was brilliant. It made me laugh. Well, Kojima also subbing back in for Sendai 89ers. Another 3 by LEVANGA Hokkaido. Offensive rebounds. Jones getting the and 1. And now he'll go to the free throw line with a chance to cut it down to 3. Another offensive rebound for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Sendai 89ers have given away one too many of these. Well, that's going to be 14 second chance points. 14 offensive rebounds. Well, he's got to think his team's in there with a chance. Culver picking up his 2nd foul as Jones converts a 3-point play. .345 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The team's exhibiting some form of his own defense. It was a box and 1 on the other end. Backdoor play counted, and now he'll go to the free throw line. Well, it was way too simple for Yusho Araya. The baseline cut. He crept and quietly worked his way into the paints. Nice dime by Nathan Booth. And that time you could clearly see Hiroto Kikuchi didn't see him coming. Well, Araya joining Sendai 89ers after playing with Nagasaki Velka. Now remember, he played last season with Sendai, joined in November. But he's unable to convert the 3-point play. He started his career with Utsunomiya Brex, who's a part of the B.LEAGUE Championship campaign in 21-22 when they defeated the Ruku Golden Kings. Oh, another careless turnover. Jones trying to fight Hara. 5-point lead to Sendai. Torrey kicks out. There's a pump fake. Oh, good hands-on defense. LEVANGA want to cut it down to a 1-possession ball game. Nice entry. Jones goes in, and he's having a more productive 3rd quarter as now he has 13. And back to a 3-point deficit. Oh, it's another turnover. Sendai 89 is led by as many as 11. There's a kick out. This will level things up. Oh my goodness! And a team who only converted 2 3-pointers in the first half now indeed have found their rhythm. 2:26 to go here in the third. And indeed, we have a timeout, and we'll be back in just under 1 minute. LEVANGA Hokkaido back in this one. Well, they can see the scoring lead as Jared Culver and Boubacar Toure with 14 apiece. El Darwish Carly with 10 and Watanabe, the fourth player away, getting into double figures potentially for the Sendai 89ers. But the disappointing for them is they led by as many as 11. This third quarter's gone to, and again, we have another turnover. And it's only been a few minutes where it's been a complete turnaround. LEVANGA now looking to take the lead. Jones has been dominant. In the corner, there's a three. It's up. But this time, Culver's able to secure the rebound. But going back to what I was saying before that turnover, it's been 20-11 here in the third for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Culver contact, but he's unable to convert. So another trip to the free throw line. Well, Culver makes the first free throw. Because you think about it, this is his first time playing professional basketball outside of either the G League or the NBA. Was drafted by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Briefly also played for the Orlando Magic and the Memphis Grizzlies. Just wasn't able to sustain a career in the NBA. Not to his expectations at least, but it's a great opportunity for him here in the B-League. Now we're under 2 minutes. Out of the box and one, playing the zone. Jones in the mid-range. Simply nothing but net. A little bit of stream music. Now he's got 15. Well, he's playing with inspired confidence. Coming up with a rebound. Can LEVANGA take the lead finally? There's a teardrop, and for the first time, they do indeed have the lead here in the second half. 5 points. Well, it was a beautiful penetration by Shuto Ichiba. As now with just over a minute to go here in the third. Booth with a tough pass. Well, that's going to be a traveling violation, I think. Or is it an offensive foul? Well, it's good defense nonetheless. We'll have a look at the replay. That's going to be number 3 against Jared Culver. I think that's a travel. Yep, no foul. LEVANGA want to go into the final quarter with as big a lead as possible. But it's just a careless turnover. Gohei Sakino, a very unnecessary heavy pass. And that's not the first time he's done that tonight. Now, if Sendai 89ers go quickly, a 2-for-1 will be on the cards. High screen from Booth. Getting this one back. Another three goes flying. And a big rebound by Harash, showing the muscle. 4 seconds difference. Game and shot clock goes in. Foul's going to be called. So a chance to make this a two-possession ball game with 20.7 left here in the third quarter. Well, that's going to be Araya's third personal foul. So free throw converted by Shuto Ichiba. Well, Ichiba has come off the bench and played some very substantial minutes in the backcourt for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Now looking to make it a 4-point lead. Unable to do so. Neither team with any fouls to give. Sendai, final shot here in the third quarter. High screen coming from Inoue. Booth, nice hand up. Culver goes in. It's just way too easy. Well, they get the shot off in time, and that's not going to go. 1-point lead to LEVANGA Hokkaido as we head into the final 10 minutes. They began the first half, the second half, down by 9. Seventh game. Well, 7 games these two teams have played so far in the B-League. Third place versus 5th here in the Eastern Conference of Japan's B-League. We'll be back for the final 10 in just under 2 minutes. Well, here we go, fans. Final 10 minutes live here in the city of Sapporo on the island of Hokkaido, Japan. B-League basketball. It's a 1-point lead to LEVANGA Hokkaido. It was quite a promising start for these two teams in the Eastern Conference in the first 7 games. Culver step back under pressure. Can't get it. Rebound's been secured by Kevin Jones. See Tominaga, quiet game tonight. He is actually their leading scorer, but only 6. There's the penetration, nowhere to go. Tominaga puts up a teardrop, unable to finish. Ramos battling, another offensive rebound for LEVANGA. Contact, but that's going to be called on the ground. Oh no, they counted. St. Papa Dwight now will go to the free throw line. Oh, big play by St. Papa Dwight. Guess he had to work to get that one off. And that's what Ramos does well. He reads the defense. Always looking to initiate that contact. Try to get to the free throw line. Converting it to a 4-point lead. As under a minute has been played here in the fourth quarter. If you're only joining us, Sendai have led by as many as 11 points. But now find themselves down. Nathan Booth just came into the game with 2 big three-pointers. And another foul is going to be called, so that's 2 early team fouls against LEVANGA here in the fourth. And that's number 4 against Dwight Ramos. So do you keep him on the floor or do you take him to the bench? Coach Lobo not happy with that one. I think it's a foul nonetheless. I think it's the right call, but just so Kyusuke Hoshino accidentally bumping into Coach Lobo. Culver finds Booth, and that cuts it down to 2. Quick, sharp, intense play by the Sendai 89ers. 8 points for Nathan Booth. Of course, if you are Sendai on the offense, you want to go right at Ramos, make him pick up the 5th foul. So that's going to be a second team foul now against Sendai. Jones may have felt he was fouled in the process of shooting, but that foul is going to be called against Hoshino. Well, Gohei Sakino coming back into the lineup. It was actually against Yusei Sugiura. Because you think about the big fan bases of the B-League. Hokkaido LEVANGA has got a monumental big fan base. But they've never tasted B-League playoff experience in quite a while. Which makes you ask the question, imagine this arena come playoff time in the B-League. Well, Tominaga connects with it, unable to finish. And he should have made that one. Sendai can tie things up, and they'll do just that. A way too wide open layup. As Kohei Sugiura didn't even believe, well, Yusei Sugiura, excuse me, didn't quite believe how much time he had. Quick 3 by LEVANGA. Gohei Sakino. Now, he may have the most time to get a 3-point shot off. That's the polite way of saying he's got a slow release, but hey, it gives them a 3-point lead. But Sendai looking to tie things up. LEVANGA coming up with a rebound. Jones transition. Sakino made his last 3. Well, the roof would have erupted. Now Culver forces his way in, and he'll go back to the free throw line. That foul's going to be against Kevin Jones. And you have to appreciate how quickly Sendai 89ers are able to commit to a transition. Well, I'm seeing a lot of things about Keisei Tominaga on this live YouTube stream comments. And listen, I love the opinions. I love debates. So whatever your thoughts are, please share them. And I think the difference is, in this game, you know, he's been averaging 17 points in the first 7 games, but the difference in this game is they've played a lot of box and one against Keisei Tominaga. So he's been on their defensive game plan. But again, fans, if you've got opinions, please share them. Let's have those conversations. Let's have those debates here on the live YouTube stream on B.LEAGUE International. I don't like it when fans will just agree with each other. I like difference of opinion. That's what I appreciate. Second free throw good by Culver. 19 points, leading all scorers tonight. The former 6th pick in the first round, the 2019 NBA draft, selected by the Minnesota Timberwolves. 2-point ball game. Tominaga really has struggled against the defense of Sendai. And now they can take the lead as Sugiura buries it in transition. Oh, huge three-pointer. Yusei Sugiura, of course, has been a utility and tangible player so far in this game, but that's a massive play. Well, Ramos wide open. And we got an offensive foul against Keisei Tominaga. And that's an unnecessary play. Well, I have to see the replay. Just went into the back of Shota Watanabe. Now watch, here's the pass. Oh, very unnecessary play. And I think that's frustration from Tominaga. Well, Hirota Kikuchi has come back into lineup. Sendai 89ers lead by 1. Gotta think now something to give them that lead even further. Sugiura almost turning it over. Another deep three, not connecting. Double team's getting ready. Sekino finds Okafor. There's a kick out. Now they go for the tough contested three. But another offensive rebound for LEVANGA. Sekino doesn't have a lot of time. But now Okafor may need to ISO. That's just an unnecessary turnover, an unforced turnover if you think about it, as now we're under 6 minutes. Plenty of time in this game. Well, I'm not quite sure why Sugiura, well, there's a little bit of time left, but that didn't touch anything. So both teams succumbing to very poor choices. Boubacar Touré back in the lineup for Sendai 89ers. Still trailing by 1. Barat trying to get a post up. Going down the middle. Bit of contact. Foul has been drawn. Now he may have just taken a shot to Yusei Sugiura. Boubacar Touré did come over for the help side, but it wasn't there in time. Have to see the replay. Now watch Sugiura. Oh, it's his own teammate. And you can see there, that looks painful. That's a double whammy. You get called for the foul and then body checked accidentally by your own teammate. Kevin Jones back in the lineup here for LEVANGA, 5-17. Guess we took a 5-point lead at one point here in the fourth quarter. Or 4-point lead, I should say. That's been their biggest margin of the game. Jones currently their leading scorer 15 is Josh Harrar at the free throw line. Or John Harrar, excuse me. Got 4.7 rebounds, 2 assists. Second free throw drops. Nothing separated these two teams. El Dawish. That's the kick out. Oh, Culver, time, space, 3, and again knocks it down with 22. And a timeout is going to be called by LEVANGA. Well, they got a problem And it's that man, Jared Culver. Well, he's excited to watch. Exhilarating. Well, we're going to return from this timeout in just under 1 minute. Culver giving Sendai 89ers a 3-point lead. Dwight Ramos subbing back in the game. He had to leave at the beginning of the fourth when he picked up that fourth personal foul. We're live here in the beautiful city of Sapporo on the northern island of Japan. B.LEAGUE fixture between two teams in the Eastern Conference. Sendai 89ers lead by 3 against our hosts, LEVANGA Hokkaido. LEVANGA patiently passing around. Barrage is outside the key. That cuts it down now to 1. He now moves up to 7 points along with his 7 rebounds. So potentially 3 and 3 away from a double-double. Because only 1 point separates these two teams. But 22 have been scored by this man, Jared Culver. No foul given. Jones. Ball falling in the hands, and again, the defense falling asleep as Rota Hanzawa making the layup, only with his second field goal. Finding Jones. That foul is going to be on the ground, but that's going to be the 4th and final team foul against Sendai 89ers, so no free throws coming up for Kevin Jones. Well, Jones has done a magnificent job at that high post. That time flashing to the low paint. Second foul against Sergio Darwish. Three-point ball game. Now we're under 4 minutes. Ramos. Well, the teardrop is just way off the mark. Goes out of bounds. And that's going to remain LEVANGA ball. Now, it didn't touch the rim. So 4.8 on the shot clock. But I wonder if a head coach's challenge is going to be called. Yep, they're going to go for it. So the officials are going to the monitor to find out, indeed, if this needs to be changed. Well, what do you think, fans? Watching live on B.LEAGUE International. Is this the right call? But I guess we'll find out. The referees will indeed go to the monitor. Well, decision has been made. Yep, it's going to go back to Sendai 89ers. That is the benefit of having a head coach's challenge, and probably more than ever, why you want to save it towards the end of a game. 3:55 left. Sendai 89 is off the back of 2 wins against San Antonio Phoenix. Just trying to push for some playoff success, some playoff glory for both these 2 teams this season. Jones switching on the screen. Torres wide open to get it to him. Well, they come over to still good defense by LEVANGA Hokkaido. Now Ramos bumps. Reverse layup, and now cutting it down to 1. Save Papa Dwight going in transition. 16 tonight for the Gilas Pilipinas national team player. Darwish keeping his dribble alive, avoiding the 8-second violation. Still a 1-point lead. Culver. Ramos cannot commit another foul. It's good defense. With the rebound secured, and now LEVANGA can't take the lead. Any bucket now would give them the lead, and there you have it. LEVANGA went down by 4, and now they, 3 I should say, and now they go on a 4-0 run. Shota Watanabe. Oh, excuse me, that is incorrect. My apologies, Ray Shimatane. Now Sendai down by 1. El Darwish. Pump fakes. 3. Not getting it. Harad with the rebound. LEVANGA want to push. Well, they find Jones. 3 in transition. Not quite sure they needed to take that one. El Darwish. Could do with something getting to the bucket. Kicks out. 10 here on the shot clock for Culver. Oh, Culver almost turned it over. Final seconds. And in the end, they do turn it over. Ramos comes up with it. Well, they don't need to rush anything, but Jones gets an entry. Harad goes up with it, but he misses from point-blank range. Well, this is truly incredible what we're seeing at the moment. Culver attacks the lane. And he gets denied. No foul given. Now, here comes Ramos. Harad goes in. Can he finish? It's way off the mark, but a foul has been given. Well, the offensive rebounding could just be the thing that wins the game for LEVANGA Hokkaido today. If you want to compare rebounding numbers so far in this game, that is the one stat in which it's been very dominant. 16 offensive boards out of the total 37. And only 2 offensive rebounds for Sendai 89ers. Jones makes the first free throw. Kevin Jones, magnificent performance. 16 points, 8 rebounds. Now joint leading scorer with Dwight Ramos. Now he's the leading scorer, 17. Well, Jahil Okafor back in the lineup. Seiya also subbing in for Sendai 89ers. .7-0 run for LEVANGA Hokkaido. El Darwish handling the full court pressure. Zone defense being exhibited. Funyu can tie things up. Big time play by the 2024 B.LEAGUE champion with the Hiroshima Dragonflies. Huge play by Seiya Funyu. Well, big moment now for Sendai. Ramos. Going down low to Jahil Okafor. Foul is going to be given, so free throws coming up for Okafor. It's on Boubacar Touré. Well, I'm afraid he should have no arguments with that call. That's a foul any day of the week. A Monday, a Tuesday, any day that ends with a Y. Well, welcome to Sari Farah 385 from Lebanon. Riyadi Yakbiri. First free throw made by Okafor. 1 point, LEVANGA Hokkaido lead. Okafor makes them both. And a timeout is going to be called by Sendai 89ers. 43.3 left. They're down by 2. Game day 8 of the Japanese B.LEAGUE. We'll be back in just under 1 minute. Riyadi Akbiri. Well, Kevin Jones currently on the bench. He's had a magnificent performance this evening for LEVANGA Hokkaido. 17 points, 9 rebounds, 1 shy of a double-double. Two-point LEVANGA Hokkaido lead. Seiya, after making that big three-pointer of the previous play, leveled things up before Jahlil Okafor went to the free throw line. But they're going to need something here. Even if they miss, it's still not over. They just have to defend one final play. Funyu looking to get it inbound. El Darwish now looking for the ISO. Bumping, tough play. Final seconds for Culver. Left wide open, big three. Doesn't get it. Well, they come up with a steal. LEVANGA Hokkaido finding Ramos, and here we go. Big time play. And now it's a 4-point lead to LEVANGA Hokkaido. Ramos. Well, a timeout is going to be called by Sendai 89ers. But that is huge. Well, then they left. That was risky. 22 points for night for Culver, but offensive rebound by Funyu, unable to secure it. Ramos with the dunk. 18 points tonight for St. Papa Dwight. Laban Pilipinas, Puso. Hopefully you'll be seeing that at the next window for the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Well, I notice we have a lot of fans watching from Lebanon. Of course, Sergio Darwish's introduction here to the B-League has definitely promoted that. And I like that. Ivan Salazar, anong oras na ngayon. Right now, it is Dwight Ramos time. That big-time dunk did indeed give LEVANGA Hokkaido the 4-point lead. I like it. It is indeed Dwight time. Dapentol said it. Ramos ready to the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Lebanon Yakbir. I remember saying that in 2024 at the FIBA OQT. And who was the player that played big against Angola? Well, it was Sergio El Darwish. Sideline possession. Seiya will inbound this. They've got to go quickly. There's a penetration. I think the foul is going to be called. This foul is against Jahlil Okafor. Well, a timeout is going to be called. We will be back momentarily. 20.2 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And indeed, it's going to be free throws coming up here for Sendai 89 as they are down by 4. Well, like I said, we got fans watching all over the world for this game here in the Japanese B-League. And great to see so many Lebanese fans here to watch Sergio El Darwish. So please let us know in the live YouTube comment bank where you're watching in the world and which team are you supporting. Greyhounds 5'9" said he'll miss one free throw. Interesting. I'm loving all the predictions. Hokkaido will win by 5 or 6 points. Interesting. Well, there are the traveling fans who've made the journey from Sendai. Remember, they led by as many as 11 points in this game. Indeed. Interesting. Well, これは何ですか? これは牛。牛乳が飲みたいです. Welcome to Sapporo. Of course, beautiful part of Japan here in Hokkaido, infamous for its agriculture, and LEVANGA Hokkaido. Because that is probably why you hear the cow noises, due to the milk main sponsor of LEVANGA Hokkaido. Bit of full court pressure. Okafor goes in, throws it down with 2 hands, and that might just do it for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Jahil Okafor, 15 points tonight for the home team. El Darwish penetrates. Finding Torrey, he'll finish. Still in a 2-point deficit. 16 time for Torrey now, almost coming over to steal. Well, looks like a timeout is going to be called, and most likely LEVANGA Hokkaido will advance the ball. 4.3, they lead by 2. Well, fans, remember there's another game going on B.LEAGUE International, which you can watch when this game is over. And that is live here on B.LEAGUE International YouTube page. Each week there'll be games broadcasted in English. This other game is between Osaka Avesa and the 2024 B-League champions Hiroshima Dragonflies, and Seiya Funyu, who's currently playing for Sendai, who made the three-pointer that leveled things up a few minutes ago. He actually was a part of that campaign. Of course, remember, as we have now just started to pick things up here with the regular season, you'll see a lot of these players featuring for the national teams at the upcoming 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. That man right there, Dr. El Darwish, Riyadi Yakbiri. He never played for Al Riyadi, but that's the best team in Lebanon. But he'll be playing for Lebanon's national team under head coach Ahmad Farhan. Many of these players will play for the national teams at the upcoming window. Well, here we go. Jones getting ready to inbound. Tominaga. They got a foul. There you have it. That is as strange as any. I think Sendai 89ers may have felt a foul was called, but one referee's made a call, so I'm not quite sure what's happened here. I don't think a foul has been called. I think it went out of bounds, and they probably want to find out how much time is left. But Sendai 89ers didn't make any effort to foul. Now remember, these two teams will indeed meet tomorrow. Kevin B, 8546, Philippines versus Lebanon again. FIBA, looking forward to it. That will be a great matchup. Because the last time they actually met was in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, and that was back in 2023 of February at the Mall of Asia Arena, in which the Philippines did win. Well, there you have it. It's all over. Big win for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Indeed. Quiet game for Keisei Tominaga, but he had to go up against many boxing one defenses. But a win is a win. Great performance by St. Papa Dwight Ramos of Ateneo University of the Philippines. And also big performances from both Jahil Okafor and that man, Kevin Jones, who's only made the transfer after playing last season with the Sun Rocket Shibuya in Tokyo. Well, there's Seifunyu, the former Hiroshima Dragonfire player and also former Shibuya Sun Rocket, but good game from Boubacar Tori. Now, he got things going early on for Sendai, but it just wasn't meant to be for the 89ers. Well, fans, we do thank you for watching. Dapental, thank you very much, and see you next game. But remember, there's another B.LEAGUE game taking place at the moment. Osaka Avesa are up against Hiroshima Dragonflies. So you can swap over and watch that game. In fact, I've even got it on my other screen at the moment. It's currently halftime. Osaka leading by 7 against Hiroshima. Well, the Sendai 89er fans who have made the long journey here to Sapporo on the northern island of Hokkaido, showing their respects to their players. Again, these two teams, they'll meet tomorrow, doubleheader this weekend in the Japanese B.LEAGUE. But very soon we're going to hear from the captain, the coach, and the game's most valuable player of LEVANGA Hokkaido. Overall, a very good performance from Sergio Darwish. He may not have come up with the victory, but he did have 10 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. I mean, that's nearly triple-double numbers. But great things to come from the Lebanese international man. But very soon, as I mentioned, we're going to hear from LEVANGA Hokkaido's coach, captain, and the game's most valuable player. We'll have that translated in English.
First, さあまずは最後の最後までどうなるかわからない試合でしたが、今のお気持ちから教えてください。
Well, my honest feeling is I'm just glad that we won this one. We made a few too many mistakes in the first half. We played much smarter in the second half, and we also played much more intense on defense in the second half. And yeah, compliments to my team for this crunch time management. I think we played quite smart when it was important to play smart.
いや本当にほっとしてます。勝利ができて本当にほっとしてます。最初のファーストハーフで、自分たちチームとしてこのディフェンスだったりオフェンスの流れがつかめずにいってしまったんですけど、その部分セカンドハーフ選手たちみんなが本当にすごいいいパフォーマンスでいい強度で戦ってくれたので、本当に勝利できて本当嬉しい一勝でした。はい。
まあその中でいくつかポイントとなるプレーがあったと思うんですけれども、ヘッドコーチから今見てみてどの、プレーがポイントだったでしょうか。
Yeah, I think it was all about the one-on-one battle on defense. You know, in the first half, Sendai had many easy baskets, many easy layups, many offensive rebounds, transition points, and we were able to stop this, especially in the last quarter, but also in the third quarter right after halftime. So, and it was tough for them. So we broke the offensive rhythm, we got the momentum, and we kept it going to the end.
いや本当に仙台さん素晴らしいチームでオフェンシブチームなんですけど、まずそのディフェンスの部分で1対1を守るっていうところですね。ファーストハーフではその1対1の部分でトランジションもそうですけどセットオフェンスのところでもやられてしまったので、セカンドハーフ3クォーターの、皆さんのこの選手たちの皆さんの、強い強度のところでディフェンスの部分でいい流れを持ってこれたのかなと思ってます。
明日もおそらく難しい試合にはなると思いますけれども、明日勝利して連勝というのをファンは望んでいます。一言明日に向けてお願いできますか。
Well, that's definitely the plan to get another win tomorrow. So I want to say thank you for all the fans coming here, cheering us to the end. It was a lot of energy we received from your cheering. So please give us another boost tomorrow, and hopefully we can get another one.
はい、今節で2連勝するっていうのが目標なので、絶対明日も勝ちに行きます。今日もたくさんのファンの皆さんを駆けつけていただいて、たくさんのエネルギーをチームにくださって本当にありがとうございます。また明日も会場に駆けつけて応援の方よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございました。当選ロイブルヘッドコーチでした。大きな拍手をお願いします。では続いてヒーローインタビューです。本日ヒーローに選ばれたのはこの選手です。Number 2, Dwight Ramos!
Well, there you have it, the player of the game, Dwight Ramos. A phenomenal performance, to say the least. Now we're going to get some words from St. Papa Dwight of Gilas, Pilipinas.
まずは今の気持ちから教えてください。
I'm feeling good. We came back. You know, the first half wasn't how we wanted to play, but as a team, we came out, and second half was much better.
すごく勝利できて気持ちいいです。前半で流れがつかめない分、セカンドハーフでしっかり自分たちのやりたいバスケっていうのができたので、勝利できて嬉しいです。はい、
今日はラモス選手チームトップの18得点。まずこの得点について教えてください。
I felt good. It was hard. Sendai plays good defense, but I just play off my teammates. You know, they did a great job and got 18 today.
よかったと思います。選手たち、周りの選手たちがいいアシストしてくれて、そういった時にしっかりアグレッシブにシュートまでいけたのが18点取れたのかなと思います。はい、
実はラモス選手、攻撃だけじゃなくて、今日はですね、ファールも個人ファールで4つ目まで本当に激しく守っていたなというところなんですが、ディフェンスに関してはどうですか
？Coach told me I got to play harder defense, so I'm still figuring out what I can get away with. But 4 fouls today, at least I didn't foul out.
いや、コーチがディフェンスのところでもっとやれというので、そこはフィジカルにやりました。それで4つ限界まで自分を追い込んで、リミットまで今日はいけたのかなと思ってます。
明日も同じ指示が来たら同じディフェンスしますか
？Yeah, I'm gonna try and do the same thing, but with less fouls.
また明日もフィジカルのディフェンスだけどファールをちょっと抑えたいです。
ではその明日のプレーを見に来るファンの人に一言いただけますか
？Thank you guys for coming out and supporting us. The game was close, and you guys were loud, and it gave us energy to the end, so we could pull out the win.
今日はたくさんの方々会場に来ていただきありがとうございます。本当にエネルギーを皆さんから感じました。明日も引き続き会場に来ていただき応援の方よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございました。そして今日は MVP 賞があります。冠スポンサーでございます JAL 様より MVP 賞といたしまして新千歳羽田往復航空券が贈られます。プレゼンターは日本航空株式会社執行役員北海道支社長林光一様です。お願いいたします。はい様ありがとうございました。では最後にラモス選手の首にかけているタオルにサインを入れていただきます。こちらはビクトリーオークションと題しまして本日のヒーローの選手のサイン入りオリジナルタオルが手に入るオークションを開催です。ビクトリーオークション詳細はレバンガ北海道オフィシャルホームページご覧ください。
Well, there you have it. Dwight Ramos signing his signature as the player of the game. A phenomenal performance here from St. Papa Dwight. Indeed phenomenal, to say the least.
続いてロックアイスプレゼンツオンファイヤー賞ですが、今日はオンファイヤー賞もラモス選手ということで、そのままお残りください。本日の試合で最もファイヤーを集めたラモス選手、今日は53,626ファイヤーとなりました。オフィシャルパートナー回転寿司トリトン様より1万円分のお食事券が贈られます。ロックアイスプレゼンツオンファイヤー賞 No.2 ドワイト・ラモス選手でした。
Well, a big congratulations to Dwight Ramos for a spectacular performance this evening for LEVANGA Hokkaido. St. Papa Dwight, in the end, finishing with 18 points, 2 rebounds, 3 steals. But now we're going to hear from Jahil Okafor, who also had a phenomenal game, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist to go to his name tonight. So overall, collectively great performance from LEVANGA Hokkaido.
見事オカフォー選手投票していただいた方の中から抽選で選ばれた1名の方にはオフィシャルパートナーのレブニーズ様より豪華商品が贈られます。ありがとうございました。さあ、それではオカフォー選手にも一言だけお話伺おうかなと思います。まずはじゃあ牧前通訳もよろしくお願いします。まずは今日の試合に関しての感想を一言聞かせてください。
Overall, I'm happy. Like the guy said, we didn't play the way we wanted to in the first half, but in the second half, we came out and everybody chipped in to help us win.
最終的には嬉しい結果になりました。みんなが言ってるようにファーストハーフで、自分たちの流れがつかめずにセカンドハーフで、ベンチのみんなもそうですしスターターもそうですしみんなから少しずつの力を加えて勝利をもぎ取ったのかなと思ってます。
明日はどんなプレーを見せてくれるかファンの方に一言お願いします。
Thank you guys for coming out. We'll need the same support tomorrow, and we're going to try to get another win.
また明日もサポートをよろしくお願いします。また明日も勝ちに行きます。
ありがとうございました。ファーストシュートチャレンジはジャリル・オカフォー選手でした。
Well, you can see the respect here for all the players and the fans. Really paying homage and a big thank you to all the fans for their support. And look, they have to play tomorrow, so the same message. Thank you for your support, and bring it tomorrow as well, please. Because it's a big turnaround here for LEVANGA Hokkaido, considering how this team has done in previous seasons in the B.LEAGUE. But the Eastern Conference is tough. You've got to go up against Chiba Jets, Utsunomiya Brex, and also Sun Rock Shibuya and Alvok Tokyo. So it's not an easy conference, to say the least. This win does take LEVANGA Hokkaido now to 5-3, so the same record as Sendai 89ers. Well, big win nonetheless. Huge win to say the very least. But they'll be in action again tomorrow. That's Kevin Jones also picking up the award for his performance. So let's hear what KJ's got to say.
I mean, I was just trying to play the best defense possible. Our team fought so hard to come back and win. I just wanted to help seal the victory, so that was what I was thinking.
ベストなディフェンスを尽くしただけだと思います。本当に試合最後の終盤で、勝利をもぎ取れる場面だったので、しっかりアグレッシブにディフェンスできたと思います。
明日について一言お願いします。
We appreciate your support as always. You guys bring the energy to help us win. So look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we could get another win.
今日はたくさんの応援ありがとうございました。しっかりとエネルギーを感じました。明日もよろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございました。エレガントプレイヤーナンバー5ケビン・ジョーンズ選手でした。
Well, Kevin Jones really stepped up in the fourth quarter with his big monumental action here for his team, but like I said, KJ finishing 17, 9 rebounds shy of a double-double with 2 assists. And there you have it, LEVANGA Hokkaido. They'll win today. Well, we got one final award to give out, I guess.
ブースターの皆さんは両手を使ってレバンガのところで右手上、左手横で L、ビクトリーのところで V サイン両手で作っていただきたいと思います。マイクなしでいく。それでは皆さん耳を澄ませていきますよ。準備の方はよろしい。ちょっとマイク今片付けますね。じゃあ菊池選手、肉声でのレバンガビクトリーお願いします。
レバンガビクトリー。
ありがとうございました。レバンガビクトリー、ナンバー6、菊池博人選手でした。
There you have it, the victory for LEVANGA Hokkaido. But quick turnaround. They will be in action again tomorrow. Same place, same time. That's the thing about the B-League. You have these double headers. Great to see so many international players who will be playing at the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers, the Asian qualifiers for their countries. Dwight Ramos for the Philippines, Keisei Tominaga for Japan, and Sergio El Darwish for Lebanon. Because that window will take place at the end of the month, heading into December, so you can catch it live on Courtside 1891. One big win. Well, we're going to take a look at some of the key highlights from this game. The key thing from this game, of course, was just the roller coaster of emotions. It really went back and forth between both of them. Well, like I said, it's going to be the second half very soon with Osaka Avesa and Hiroshima Dragonflies, so you can watch that game if you swap over on B.LEAGUE International's YouTube platform. There's a big thank you to the B.LEAGUE for showcasing so many exciting games week in, week out here on B.LEAGUE International, excuse me. Well, terrific performance. End-to-end stuff. Jahil Okafor, because really was the catalyst at the beginning, the pioneer that got things going. I think one thing that was very telling indeed was the offensive rebounding. It was phenomenal for both these two teams. Well, Nathan Booth now becoming a veteran here in the B-League with his experience. Started off with 2 good three-pointers. It's just not enough in the end here for LEVANGA, or excuse me, for Sendai 89. It's a credit to them. They also got off to a very good start, a record of 5-2 heading into this game against LEVANGA Hokkaido. You know, knowing how they began this season, where they've come, they probably would have wanted to have won this game, no doubt, because, you know, 5-2, that puts you, you know, with a victory, you know, just right there with Utsunomiya Brex, the 2-time or the 3-time and defending champions, along with the Chiba Jets. Well, Sendai and Hokkaido will meet each other tomorrow. That'll be the second game, but for Sendai, their next game afterwards, they'll be at home against Shiga Lake Stars, and then they'll have a doubleheader at the beginning of November as they'll take on Sun Rocker Shibuya, and then a trip to the capital to take on Alvok Tokyo. Well, in the case of LEVANGA, after this game against Sendai tomorrow, they'll be on the road to the capital. They'll be going to Shibuya to play against the Sun Rockers, and then a long journey to the south of Japan, where they'll take on Osaka Avesa, and then they'll wrap up their busy schedule before the international break. So quite a busy time for both these two teams. Well, the second half began with a 4-point lead or actually a 9-point lead, I should say, in favor of Sendai 89ers. That was a take by Dwight Ramos, player of the game. He had a magnificent performance. Well, you kind of felt the way Jared Culver was playing in this game that they were going to run away with this one. There was a three-pointer by Shota Watanabe. The kick out by Sergio Darwish. Remember, Darwish, phenomenal production as the facilitator tonight here. Well, Darwish had 9 assists and 5 rebounds to go with his 10 points, so nearly triple-double numbers for Sergio Darwish. That was a crucial three-pointer by Hiroto Kikuchi. And Booth that time finding the backdoor play, a wide-open Yusho Araya. Just great basketball from both these two teams. Well, that was a wide open play. The backdoor finding Ryota Hanzawa. Now, both teams had their defensive lapses, of course, but it was a three-pointer that gave the three-point cushion. And you kind of felt that maybe they were going to run away with this one. But here was Jared Culver. That was big time. And of course, he had a game of games, and he's loving life here in Japan. Culver, 24 points this evening with 5 assists and 5 rebounds. Also had a block. But LEVANGA, well, the perseverance, they prevailed in the end. That very neat 7-0 run that gave them the advantage. And even though it was a quiet game for their leading scorer, Keisei Tominaga, well, they got it done together. That was the most important thing. Collectively, they had to prevail. You know, Tominaga coming into this game playing 7 already was averaging 17.7 points. But every great player has an off night. And here was a dunk by Ramos, and that was Ayasu Minasai. Well, the dunk, and in the end, led to the finish. And here was LEVANGA Hokkaido just breaking away with the pressure. And Jahil Okafor, that final throwdown. Of course, Okafor, another familiar face in the NBA, just joining the B-League this season. But here are your stats from the game. 28 field goals from inside the rainbow. Only 5 3-pointers from LEVANGA Hokkaido. 3 of those came in the second half. But the free throw shooting 19 in total and completely out-rebound. Look at that offensive rebound count. 17-2. Now, Sendai 89ers was 69% from inside the rainbow, and it were 40% from the perimeter. So that was much better shooting percentages, but they just could not hang on to the win. Both teams finishing with 14 turnovers, too many. But they now have the same record, and whoever will win tomorrow will be the team that slips into third place here in the Eastern Conference of the Japanese B-League. Well, we're going to take a look at the game leaders very soon. Just having a look at the brief stats here at the moment, I mean, the only player that really came close, well, a couple of players came close to a double-double. John Hara finished with 7 points, 10 boards in the end. Because you have Kevin Jones, he was 1 rebound away from a double-double to go with his 17 points. Well, we will look at the game leaders momentarily, but there are your collective stats from the game. Well, you have it. Ramos, second leading scorer behind Jared Culver. Culver, like I said, not only 24 points for him, but finishing with 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and Sergio Darwish, although he had 10 points, as I said earlier, he had 5 rebounds and 9 assists, and that's, you know, flirting with triple-double numbers, and that is the impact the Lebanese international player is having so far here in the B-League. Well, Well, John Moran with 10 rebounds with his 7 points, and they're your rebounding leaders. He was the only rebounder in double figures. KJ, Kevin Jones is one away. Jahil Okafor. Well, a lot of bulk of the offensive rebounding tonight. Jones had 4. Because you got to remember, Tominaga also had 4 offensive boards, and Ren Shimatane, well, his rebounding numbers were also very, both of them, Kevin Jones and Okafor, 5 offensive boards apiece. Well, we'll look at the assist leaders very soon, but there are your rebounded leaders. Al Dawish, 5 rebounds, 1 assist away from a potential triple-double. Well, there your playmakers. Sergio Dawish, as already mentioned, leading all assists tonight with 9, followed up by 5 from Seafunyu. Jared Culver also with 5 tonight, while for LEVANGA Hokkaido is Ren Shimatane. This has been at this club for quite a while. Kohei Sakino also had 3. John Hara also had 3, the big man. So he was actually 7 assists and 3 points away from a potential triple-double. Not quite as near as Sergio Dawish, but still very good numbers for the man who played in the B.LEAGUE second division for Shizuoka Veltex last season. Well, there are your numbers. We're going to look at how these two teams will indeed match up. Your key player matchup. Keisei Tominaga finishing with 6 points. Quiet 9 for him as he is averaging 17 points per game this season. But Jared Culver, as expected, off to a very hot start. But remember, these two teams will be in action tomorrow live here in the city of Sapporo on the beautiful Northern Island of Hokkaido. There's the jersey of the president, Takehiko Orimo, one of the greatest in the history, not only of LEVANGA Hokkaido, but also in Japanese basketball, who did feature at the 2006 FIBA World Championship here in Japan. Well, there are your matchups. You can follow the games tomorrow live here on B.LEAGUE International. We're 1 month away from the beginning of the journey to the FIBA Basketball World Cup that will take place in Qatar. But for now, fans, from our message here in the B.LEAGUE, we would like to indeed say good night, goodbye, and thank you. We'll see you soon for more game.